I want to show you a must-know piece of bebop language, different ways to play it, and how you're going to apply it. So here's the piece of language. Okay, and so it's over a 5-1, and what I'm doing is a ninth arpeggio, but to the flat 9, and then I'm just going to descend to the root of that F7 to the flat 7, and then to the third of B flat. But it doesn't end there, because that idea is played in many different ways throughout history. For example, you might have heard this. So that's like an enclosure at the end, right? Ba, ba, da, da. We're enclosing the third using what I call a 3-note enclosure. And then you might also hear this. And so that's just like a purely chromatic thing, right? Ba, 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 ba. But then there's a 2-note enclosure here, right? 1, 2, and then target on the third. What about like, that's like a really common thing. That's Charlie Parker's Donna Lee, right? Wait, that's like the sharp 9, right? It comes from the altered scale. And then you hear like, so this is just leading us to this 9th, right? You could think of it as the 9 of B flat, the 5th of F, whatever. All we know is that this B is that it's just a chromatic leading tone into that C, right? I just combined 2 of them. Ba, 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 ba. Enclosure, 3-note enclosure. Okay, here's how you apply this. I want you to start it in a 2-5-1 and then get into that third and do that stuff. That was like the worst piece of advice. But here's an example, okay? And you might not land in the third on beat 1, and you don't always want to either. Check it out. All right, so you notice I actually did this. I skipped the E. I didn't do a full chromatic. Who says you have to? So that one's a little bit more straightforward. I landed on the 5th, and so I just did ba, 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 da, 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 just straight down. That was like the first example. So that, I got to that third really late, so I just arpeggiated this thing really quick, right? And did that enclosure.